Hey everyone, my name is Hydro, and today we're going to be taking a look at all the features that have been announced for Minecraft 1.17, the Caves and Cliffs update, and we're going to be starting with the winner of the mob vote, and that is the Glow Squid. Now, personally, I wanted the Ice Lodger to win, but I think the Glow Squid is going to be a great addition as it adds something different into the game, such as a new kind of lighting dynamic to mobs, which has never been seen before in the game. And now moving on to one of my favorite features, and that is the archaeological sites. Now these sites are basically naturally generated structures where you need to use a new tool called the brush, and with the brush you basically brush off all the ancient debris, or all the debris, sorry, my bad. So you brush off all the debris, and basically what you get are old archaeological artifacts such as pieces of ceramic or ceramic shards, or what I think is super rare to get. You mostly just get ceramic shards, and you can even make pots now. And so you place the ceramic shards on the pots and then basically heat the pot up, and it becomes brown and paints the ceramic shard designs into them, such as the ender dragon and flower pattern. And now moving on to the next one, which is pretty cool as well, and that is the Lush Caves biome. Now this looks super amazing, and basically there's going to be a different type of tree, and basically you dig down from there, and there, boom, you enter the Lush Caves biome, which is super epic to see. You have glowing berries and whatnot. And so this is what people are going to be talking about for a long time. I definitely think that the 1.17 is going to be like the update that people are going to be talking for years to come. And so this is definitely so great to see. Like Mojang could have just made like 2, 3 different cave biomes with barely any features and said, hey there, we updated the cave. So technically a cave update. But no, this cave update actually makes kind of a lot of sense. Not like the 1.11 exploration update where they added the woodland mansion, but woodland mansions are super rare to find. So you can't really name it an exploration update because it kind of discourages the player from exploring rather than encourage. And so now moving on to the next one related to caves itself, we have bigger caves, which is super amazing to see. Now, I'm not saying that we had small caves. Geez, the caves in Bedrock are huge, I should say. But they don't really have that continuity or flow. One tunnel leads to somewhere else, and another tunnel leads to somewhere else. And now you can now these are water caves, and I know that water caves were actually added in the aquatic update, but these are not that. Like they're not under the water. They're in the surface itself, like they're just below the surface. But what's cool is that you have lakes inside these caves, all right? So you can basically use boats and move around inside the cave itself, and you have naturally generated waterfalls, and not just like pieces of water flowing randomly out of nowhere. You have actually really cool waterfalls, which makes it really amazing, which makes the caves look really amazing. And now another thing related to water is the stalagmites and stalactites. And stalagmites are basically, I think, the ones on the ground, and the stalactites are the ones on the ceilings, all right? So the stalagmites are on the ground, the formations that you see on the ground, and they actually deal damage when you kind of fall on them. They actually deal quite a bit of damage, as seen on this clip. And the stalagmites are, and the stalactites are basically on the ceiling, so which really adds a whole new perspective to the cave. I mean, I discussed about this in a previous news update video of mine, and I never thought that it would actually come into the game. So this is really cool, super cool to see. And now moving on to the next one. And now I'm going to be quickly discussing about all the mobs that are going to be added, and starting off with the mountain goats. Now, mountain goats aren't really something anyone asked for. They just won in the last year's mob vote, and so that's why they're going to be added in this update. So what my main guess is that the glow squid that has won this year is going to be added into Minecraft 1.18. So apologies when I said in the beginning that it's going to be added into Minecraft 1.17. It is going to be added into the 1.18 update. But anyway, we also know that a super cool cave mob, and this is a whole another thing, like something you wouldn't really expect inside Minecraft, is the warden. And I personally think that it looks like a walking bison. It looks like a bison on 2 legs. That's my opinion on it. And actually, it does not have eyes, so it basically can't see. It uses echolocation to hear, and follow you. So basically, like in Harry Potter, I think in the second movie, Harry Potter Chambers of Secret, there is a basilisk, and he cannot see because the phoenix plucked out his eyes. But then he uses his ears to hear and listen around, and find Harry Potter in a similar way. But of course, the warden never had eyes. He always uses ears. So it's going to be really amazing to see such a thing added into the game. We have the super cute oxalotls, which are basically aquatic creatures. And I'm really surprised that they have, in fact, added aquatic creatures into the game. And in fact, if you look at this whole thing, even the mobot, the glow squid is basically an aquatic creature, and even the oxalotl is an aquatic creature. So I'm surprised that they even added aquatic creatures into the game. Most people were speculating that, hey, they won't add any aquatic creature into the game right now, or any aquatic mob into the game right now, because the aquatic update was only like 2 years ago, so they're not going to add anything water related. But hey, here they added the oxalotls, which are basically the cutest predators around, and I know they look super cute. I personally think the same as well. And now we're finished with the mob, so let's move on to the next feature, and that is the crystals. Now, crystals are a bit different. You cannot actually obtain them. You can break them, but you won't get anything out of them. And so basically, Mojang just wanted to replicate the spawners that are already existent in the game, and they want you to make farms around that and make tunnels leading to that. So basically, giving you a feeling of exploration in the game. So it's kind of like they are pushing cave exploration a lot right now, which is super amazing to see, super cool to see. Nobody thought that Mojang would actually listen to us and actually put a cave update, but hey, they did. They surprised us by a huge bunch. So really big thanks to Mojang. And anyway, so with the crystals, basically what you get are crystal shards, all right. So once you're in the spawner, you can collect the crystal shards. Once you make the farm, you can collect the crystal shards, and with the crystal shards, you can actually make something called a telescope. Now, I'm not really sure why they would add telescopes into the game. I mean, yeah, they are cool. You can zoom in, zoom out, whatever, but it's kind of irrelevant. It kind of really doesn't mix and match with the Minecrafty feel of it. So it's definitely a bit weird, but hey, we've seen a lot of weird things in this update being added, being announced in this update. So yeah, always good to see more weird things, I would say. All right. Now moving on, and this is our first ore. We finally have a new ore, and that is copper. So I was really expecting a whole load of ore. So I'm a bit disappointed that they only added copper. But hey, copper is super cool as well. And you know what's really cool about copper is that it actually ages. And over time, say over a lot of time, say if you have a Minecraft world for the last 5 years and you place a copper there in your like first creation, it's going to turn blue. So it kind of shows a history in the game. So if there's a block, if there's a block of copper that you placed and it has turned blue, it means that it has been in your world for a very long time. And so it kind of has a nostalgic feeling, maybe after 500 days of playing the game. And you're going to look back at your first house and you're going to see the copper has turned all blue and you're going to feel nostalgic because it has been there for that long. It basically means that you've been playing in the world for so long. And there is another use for it, and that's called a lightning rod. And it's not what you think. You can't actually summon lightning with this rod. And basically what you need to do is, this is basically for players who like to build their roofs out of wool or wood. And so you just basically place the lightning rod on your roof, all right? And when there's a thunderstorm, it basically collects all the lightning and therefore saving your house from getting fire and getting completely destroyed. And so this is a really cool feature as well. And not to mention, it is going to be used as a product in the making of the telescope. So it's going to be used as an item to craft the telescope. And now moving on to the next one, and this is a really huge one, especially for all those Redstone creators out there, and that is the wireless Redstone edition. And it's basically from a block called the Skulk blocks, and more specifically the Skulk sensor. So it's basically a Redstone wireless device, and it detects motion, all right? So when it detects motion, it basically activates. So if you're walking around it, it's going to activate as seen in this animation or this preview. And so it's a really cool feature, and it's kind of a big, huge game changer for all those Redstone developers out there. I personally am not a huge fan of Redstone. I basically know nothing about Redstones to say the least. But nonetheless, it's a super cool feature to see being added into the game. All right, guys. So with that, I think we have come to a conclusion, guys. So I know that this update is massive, and so forgive me if I missed anything. But with that, we have come to a conclusion. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and in the meantime, go ahead and check out some of my other videos that are on your screen right now. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Now, goodbye.